of you who've watched my videos, you're familiar with the fact that I usually have plenty of gray in my beard. And so your reaction has either been, ooh, what a silver fox, or ooh, what an old weird guy. Either way, I'm quite comfortable with it. I have no problem aging and having gray in my beard and having that salt and peppery look. But nevertheless, there are men out there who do not feel as comfortable with that. And for that reason, there is Just for Men. And as you can tell, I have applied Just for Men to my beard. Now, the whole reason this even came up is because for some reason, the 90s ad jingle for Just for Men popped into my head. Looks so natural, no one can tell. Just for Men gel. And then I found myself just totally falling down the trap of YouTube and watching old Just for Men commercials for whatever reason. And then I thought to myself, well, hey, I'm now old, it's not the 90s anymore. Why don't I just try Just for Men for the heck of it and make a YouTube video then, as I am prone to do. So that's where we find ourselves now. And so went to the store, looked at the Just for Men aisle, and of course I picked up the Just for Men mustache and beard, picked up the jet black color because I didn't know what other black I could have selected. I think there was another option, but I figured, well, my hair is pretty black, jet black. The man on this box seems happy. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. And so I picked that up. Now, if you're thinking about getting this very product, what will arrive in this box? Well, the Just for Men mustache and beard comes with two tubes. One tube is the color itself, and then the other is the color developer. And so they provide you with a little plastic case, your little easel to make you feel like Bob Ross. You spread a line of the color base and then a line of the color developer, and then it comes with a brush, and the plastic end of the brush you'll use to mix both the base and the developer. When that gets into a nice mix together, you go ahead and use the brush side of it and dip that in, and then all of a sudden your beard is now your little design of Bob Rossi paint canvas going at it. And so that's all you really do, spread it all around your beard, and within 5 minutes that dye sets in, the color sets in on your beard. You can feel it, you can see the color changing, and then you just go ahead, head into the shower and wash up your beard, put in the shampoo that you have, and here's what ends up happening. Also in the box are some plastic gloves that they provide that you should use, of course, to make sure the dye just doesn't get all over you in your hands. Not that it's super difficult to get out, but it's still better to not get all this dye over your hands during the process of touching up your beard. So, what's the point here? Ultimately, personally, I don't care, and I will never use Just for Men again. I'm just a nutcase who gets a jingle in his head and is like, hey, why not try it for my own entertainment? But perhaps it is something that men out there would want to get. And if so, here's the biggest thing. Much like Rogaine, which I also have experience with, as you can tell, I received some Rogaine from my brother, who also is bald, apparently some sort of bald brotherhood thing, over a decade ago. But by that point, I was thinning significantly, so the point of Rogaine wasn't really necessary then, and that goes the same for Just for Men and hair dye. If you've already, like me, gone gray significantly and people have seen you, this is an alarming change for them. You want to really get at it early on when you're transitioning into the gray, much the same way with Rogaine. You want to get at your male pattern baldness early on to keep the hair that you have. So that's the thing. If you really want to use this, but you've been gray for a while, you need to comfortable with the fact this will be an alarming change for both you and those individuals that you do know. Now, personally, I won't use it again because, as I mentioned, it's just a matter of I'm pretty comfortable with the way I look, my aging, not really so self-conscious that I want hair coloring. But then again, this is why it worked in the 90s. That jingle was sang by a woman, looks so natural, no one can tell, just for men gel. So almost implying like, hey, you're gonna look a lot younger and women will be attracted to you, men. That was really the underlying point of really all of marketing, whichever it might be, is, you know, how much sexier are you gonna get for whoever you wanna have sex with to have sex with you. That's pretty much was the line of thought behind Just for Men, and still today, probably grabbing on that kind of self-conscious vanity we all have towards aging and whatnot. But on a personal level, I don't intend on using this again because I don't care. But if you do care, I would say go at it early on as the coloring of your beard or mustache is changing. A box of this was $10.49 at the store I got it at. So do realize I used about half of each tube. So I think this is worth maybe 2 to 3 applications. And you have to kind of keep on top of the applications, of course, because it will, as gray comes back in, you're going to need to apply again and again. And what that means, I have no idea long term for your hair and for dyeing purposes. I'm going to just toss this back to the side. So, yeah, my evaluation is if you're into needing to dye your beard or mustache, Just for Men works quite well. It is easy to use. I mean, I personally think I look a little too, look at my jet black hair. But that's, you know, I knew that's what I was getting into with this, and part of it was just to be able to laugh at myself. But, you know, if you really care about this, you can find the right coloring, find the right transition to not gray earlier than you would like. And I grayed pretty early, which I started graying in my early 30s, because most of us do now. What a stressful time it is just to be alive. So, yeah, that's all that there is to Just for Men. Usually at the end of these videos, I link to one of my other videos. This time, I'm going to link to one of the 90s Just for Men commercials, because I watched all of them, and you should enjoy them. And in this one, a guy gets pulled over. The cop looks at his license and goes, "This isn't you, this is some old guy." And that turns into an entire conversation about Just for Men, which is just wonderful. Whether the guy got a ticket, whether the cop decided to use Just for Men for his grade, we will never know. But what's most important is that guy who got pulled over looks so natural. No one can tell, not even a cop. The cop can tell how fast he's going, but not his hair color.